YouTube, it's TCG here and welcome back to our TCG battle video on my channel. Today we're going to be checking out the first place winning Budew Terapagos Klawf deck that I personally feel is a very strong play for EOIC as well. So we're testing out all different decks on the channel every single day. So if you guys are new to the channel, be of course sure to destroy the hell out of the like button and subscribe for more content like this. So as you know, Prismatic Evolutions came with a very interesting card in the form of Budew and the item locking capabilities. It's a very cheap card and it's only one of the few cards that competitive players are interested about in this format. And we're going to be checking out a list that actually got first place in an online tournament with a lot of players. I think 155 players. And we have, of course, Prince Vortex being able to win the entire tournament. The tournament was actually the Redacted Evolutions number 3. So we're going to be checking out this exact 60. As you see on the screen here, we're going to be playing a couple of Budew with Item Lock, Itchy Pollen. We're going to have the Radiant Hisuian Sneasler and, of course, Pecharunt by itself as well. So you have some poison situations going. There's also an Iron Valiant in here and a couple of copies of the Switch card, allowing you to get more damage counters on the opponent's Pokemon, so you can donk a lot of people quite easily. There's Lumineon, which is allowing you to get something like a Carmine on the very first turn. It could also allow you to get Colress's Tenacity to get that DTE. Only 4 DTEs in this list, and you're also able to, of course, attack with Terapagos or even with Bloodmoon Ursaluna. So it's pretty much Klawf Terapagos, but more focusing on the Budew and the item blocking. Binding Mochi allows you to slap 40 additional damage if you are poisoned, so the Budew can actually do a lot of crazy damage output while item locking the opponent, and that's what we're going to be testing out today. We have Latias EX for the free retreat, and there's also Pecharunt EX, which allows you to just poison yourself and slide yourself to the active position with a Darkness type Pokemon. Okay, who is ready for some Terapagos Klawf action with, of course, Budew in the mix? So we're going to be testing out some gameplay here. Hopefully you guys are excited. Go check out the sponsors that make the daily content possible. We have DragonShield.com for your sleeves, binders, and deck boxes. Use that coupon ZAPDOS5 and get 5% off your order. There's TC Evolutions for your ability tokens and damage counters. You can get 10% off using the coupon ZAPDOSTCG. PotownStore.com for your TCG Live code card needs. You can get 5% off, and you also can get the codes with instant email delivery. Last but not least, cardmarket.com for European players, where you're able to buy as well as sell cards to people all across Europe. I personally use it every single day, so you guys should check it out as well. You can use the referral name ZAPDOSTCG to help support the channel. We have entered the game. The opponent actually won the coin flip. We don't mind going first. We don't mind going second. If you go second, you can get an attack going with a Klawf. You can item lock with Budew. If you go first, you can donk people with the Pecharunt combo and the Radiant Hisuian Sneasler. So it's a very cool deck. I don't know what the worst matchups are for the archetype, but we're gonna figure out a lot of great stuff together. We have the Precious Trolley, the best ace pack card for this 60. This also allows us to get anything out from the deck, definitely with the combination of Nazball and Area Zero under dap as well. We're up against the Froakie. Froakie typically evolves with Rare Candy. Oh, an Eevee EX as well. Okay. Let's see what's gonna happen now. They have 6 cards in hand. There's a Pidgey as well. So it's a Rare Candy based deck. And we will instantly item lock them with the Budew, which is gonna be really, really useful. They're playing some lightning energies as well. There's a Fan Rotom. Okay. Fan Rotom will be able to get out some cards from the deck. I don't even know if they're playing Jet Energies or not. They're going to be able to get probably Hoot Hoot, Hoot Hoot, and Noctowl. Yeah, there they are already. So very predictable first turn from the opponent. But we're going to instantly shut down everything with our item locking strategy. All of these Pokemon don't seem to be like crazy attackers, so I'm just gonna get out Terapagos. Sounds like a plan, right? I'm gonna slap down that Area Zero under depth, and we can get all the cards out from the deck. Look at that. Precious Trolley allows us to get everything out. So since we do have double Switch card in hand, that's actually super cool. We can get Brute Bonnet. We're gonna get out maybe an item lock. I don't want to actually get a candy and all that off. Let's get this one as well. We can get Latias for some free retreat, Oranguru. The Pecharunt is actually super cool as well. Radiant Hisuian Sneasler. And the Pecharunt, we don't have the tool quite yet, but we can get it with the Oranguru. So let's go with that. And then we're gonna try and poison ourselves easily. Look at that. What a crazy setup. We even have the DTE if we want to attack. So we have switch. I'm gonna go for the Oranguru. Let's go for back order. We even have the Squawkabilly, by the way. Don't be worrying about that in the slightest. For a Steel Stone instantly going down on the Oranguru. We have the Binding Mochi, which actually will allow us, if we just poison both of us, we slap 40 damage with Itchy Pollen. And they're also gonna be poisoned, meaning we can just knock them out, which is very, very cool. Slapping this down on the Budew, slapping the Ancient Energy Boost shenanigans down on the Brute Bonnet. We actually have 2 of them, so if they want to go after one, it doesn't matter too much. Getting the DTE on the Terapagos as an attacker. And we can still retreat if we want to, so I'm just gonna go for the switch guard here. And even go crazy with the Squawk and Seize. Alright, so more stuff. We can even use Balsasaurus if we want to. We can even knock this guy out. But we're just gonna go and showcase the power of item lock in this video. So we're gonna go Toxic Powder. There's even Arven, which we can use. I guess it's not bad using an Arven here. We can get Energy Lotto, maybe a switch card so we can heal ourselves. And I actually don't need anything else, to be honest. Maybe they have a vacuum, so let's just get this. Tinning is winning, right? So we're gonna go 50 damage output with Itchy Pollen. Very hilarious. So they are item locked. And they're gonna get knocked out. This is hilarious. Since we do have Latias, everything has free retreat, so we just get 1 damage counter. Going into our turn, we will get 1 damage counter again. We can switch guard and do it all over again. Can even boss up the Eevee. So this deck is very good. So the opponent is completely item locked. They could go for a Noctowl, but they're not able to get any items out. So they will just need to go for an Iono or a Professor's Research in order to do so. I love the addition of switch cards. That does allow Budew to just heal itself, because otherwise you just use the Itchy Pollen and get knocked out yourself, something you don't want to be seeing. Maybe I should have not got out another Brute Bonnet, because that opens the door for more stuff, but I guess it's already showcasing the power here. The reason why I'm always slapping down a second Brute Bonnet is that sometimes they just boss it up and then we can no longer poison, which makes things a little bit awkward. But I don't feel... Okay, there's an extra way we can get rid of this one. I don't think we will need the Pecharunt anymore, so let's get rid of that one as well. And yeah, at this point, a Brute Bonnet, I suppose. Here they go. What are they gonna do now? We have another Area 0 under depth, so it's not a big issue. Going for another item lock, we can boss's orders with Binding Mochi to go for Terapagos slap. If we have a full bench, by the way, we can even one-shot the Eevee EX. There's an energy on the Eevee, and yeah, that's all they do. That's all they're doing. That is quite crazy. Okay, so we can still keep on the item lock, I suppose. This one has an energy. Maybe we should just go after the Eevee before we lose the item lock. Okay, let's go for that. We're gonna go for a switch card. This one already has an energy, but we can one-shot that. Yeah, we can. It's gonna be difficult to one-shot that. Don't even know what a Vaporeon EX does, but maybe we just focus on keeping up the item lock. It's not a big issue, right? So we switch card. Let's go. We boss up the Eevee. We free retreat right here. Brute Bonnet style. Toxic Powder. We're not gonna slap down the Area 0 under depth quite yet. This seems fine. Also saving all these energies. We're just gonna do the Itchy Pollen for 50 damage on your item locks. Look at that. This little buddy. Budew item locks the opponent, so they cannot use Ultra Ball, they cannot use Terra Orb, they cannot use Rare Candy. And we keep on getting the prize cards. We've already burned down 1 Balsasaurus, we can force Seal Stone to get another one, knock out another 2 prizer. But I feel like item locking time and time again feels so strong that I don't mind. Yeah, they just concede. This is just so powerful. Budew with item locking capabilities and one-shotting. And the cool thing is that they're also getting knocked out through the means of poison, so stuff like Fezandipiti also does not work. So item locked, they're locked out of Fezandipiti, and we're taking a whole heap of prize cards just with one little Budew. So that's how the power of this deck actually flows. So We were up against some sort of EV deck utilizing the Noctowl engine, but it was just completely slaughtered by one Budew. Yeah, so Budew, Binding Mochi, and Radiant Hisuian Sneasler. Make sure you can go for 80 HP knockouts while item locking. And the switch cards will allow you to heal your damage Budew, because you do poison yourself with that poison effect of the Brute Bonnet yourself. But the deck is so cool. This deck was able to get first place out of 155 players actually today. So we see here that they were able to even beat Lugia in the final. So that's pretty interesting. Let's see what other matchups they were up against. Do you want to go first? Let's try to go first and maybe we can donk somebody. So we did see that we went second, go for Budew stuff. Very, very powerful. This time around, because we do have Squawkabilly and all that good stuff, we are able to donk people. So we have the Budew, but I'm going to be going for the Oranguru because that's one of our strongest leads. I wonder what we will be up against. Oh no, it is a Raging Bull. That's a deck you actually want to be going second against. So not good. So Brute Bonnet, we're gonna be going for, I would say, back order first. We can get Squawkabilly involved, I suppose. Forest Sealstone, Binding Mochi is very strong in this match. We just need to get one prize on board. Latias is in there, Squawkabilly is in there. Binding Mochi, we can trap maybe something. I don't even know if I need the Binding Mochi here. I'm gonna keep them all in the deck for now. We already have an Ancient Energy Boost Capsule, so for now, I do plan on using 4 Sealstones, so let's just get 2 of them from the deck. Slap down this one over here. I might slap down the Budew. Going for Squawkabilly. I could get I really want to get out Latias as well, but we can still do that with 4 Sealstones, so that's good. Iron Valiant, also not the perfect Pokemon to get out here, so... But yeah, we need the full bench in order to knock out a Raging Bolt. Is it gonna be useful? We have a full army of 2 prize Pokemon, right? Doesn't matter too much. We do have Arven to just get more stuff out. We will lose a DTE. Yeah, whatever. Got the Squawk and Seize here. I could have also used some other strategies here. For example, use Nesball to get Terapagos and then Forest Sealstone for more stuff. Yeah, it's fine. We have a Fezandipiti, definitely gonna slap that down because that's cool. But they probably are playing... Yeah, we have Night Stretchers, but the problem I see here is we have double Budew, but we need more one-prize Pokemon in play. Yeah. We need more one-prize Pokemon in play. Let's slap down this, because if we don't slap down enough one-prize Pokemon, we will have troubles. We also need Latias, but there's a lot of switch cards we can pull as well. Maybe... just going for a Pecharunt, already poisoning the opponent seems like a great plan, but we also want to fill up our bench. So I'm just gonna get the Terapagos and hope it goes well. Let's go. We can also use the Forest Sealstone already, but we really are in a situation that we want to get out a switch out. So we're gonna have to use Star Alchemy. And we will go for... Yeah, it's gonna have to be the switch out. Yeah, the Trolley is in there as well, so little switch guard is gonna have to do the trick here to get ourselves out of the axe position. We have 2 1-prizers, so we are safe. Maybe I should have poisoned already. Probably, but we can still use the retreat option, so it doesn't matter too much here. So, Toxic Powder, and we're gonna retreat into that other Budew, so we don't poison ourselves. Retreat. And that's about it. So the cool thing is, if we get knocked out, we can get Fezandipiti on board and KO the first Raging Bolt and go 2-2-2. That's gonna be the main plan of action. You can always promote Oranguru, then Nesball, get our good friend Latias for free retreat. We can also item lock the opponent if they have burned a lot of energy. So If I know if I was up against a Raging Bolt, I probably would have done this differently, but there's two 1-pricers, so they're gonna have to rely on a Pokemon Catcher or Prime Catcher in order to advance. And sometimes Raging Bolt players do not find their Sada in time. There's Latias for free retreat, so this Raging Bolt has 230 HP remaining. We can take that down with a Binding Mochi Terapagos. It's probably gonna be a Squawkabilly. We could also just go after Squawkabilly, by the way. Just Lumineon and Boss, but we don't have DTE in hand currently. We just need to hope they don't have Gust. So that's all we need to hope for. Also in their discard pile is only one energy. I don't see Radiant Greninja in play, so they're only gonna be able to dump one energy unless they have an Ultra Ball in hand. Aerial Zero under depth, helping us instantly. Love that. Love that. This is gonna be helping out a ton. Fan Call, gonna get some Hoot Hoots out and all that. Gonna retreat into a 1-prizer most likely. Okay, but the problem is they're playing Latias EX. If they were playing a high amount of switch cards, it would have been a little bit easier. Because we can just item lock them. And if we item lock them, they can also not play Pokemon Catcher and Prime Catcher, which is still a great thing, by the way. So since there's a Boss Azores in their discard pile already, we can just lead with the Budew if we don't have anything we need. If we have Colress's Tenacity. It all depends on which Pokemon they're actually pushing in the active position. They can also just attach an energy to the Fan Call Rotom and just knock out the Budew that way. It's still alright, I suppose. But then we can activate Fezandipiti. So even if they do that, that would be actually a help. And that's exactly what they're doing here. Okay, love to see it. Like 2 stretchers down already. Doesn't feel good, but we have the 3rd stretcher in hand. We can get that Fezandipiti, draw some more stuff. We have the DTE, we can Lumineon Boss. It's gonna be hopefully great. Okay. And we're gonna also tin with Oranguru. Tinning is winning. We will need to get out Latias with the Nazball, but that's fine. They only take 1 prize, so we still come back with like 2 switch cards. Okay, here comes Oranguru first. We're gonna tin some more with the back order. 2 of these that we don't want to draw into. We have Colress's Tenacity. But we just want to draw into a DTE, right? That would be really useful. So we Stretcher, get out Fezandipiti, use the Nestball to get out Latias, and then Fezandipiti hopefully draws a DTE. That would be beautiful. Yeah, there's the DTE already, so that's perfect. So we do have this DTE. That's flawless. We can slap down another Terapagos. We can slap down a Lumineon for the boss's orders play. Let's go. 3 boss's orders in deck. How beautiful is that? We retreat. Should we retreat first? We have a whopping 220 damage output. Which means we can take down this Ogerpon, I suppose. These guys we can also take down with Binding Mochi power, but for now, I think it's perfectly fair just to go for boss's orders. Maybe on the free retreat fella? Nah, taking down the energies from the board is probably better. Retreat time, don't even need to poison. They will be able to use Fezandipiti, might I add. So 220. Let's go. Might put a Binding Mochi here. They could gust this, but I don't believe so. Because if they gust this one, they will leave the one with the energy alone, which is not the way they want to go for it. So we have the first 2 prize Pokemon. Fezandipiti is on board. And this is super good news. We have Switch Card, Energy Lotto to get another DTE. So we're in a great position. Going for that 2-2-2. We tinned out the deck perfectly with the Oranguru. And this is gonna allow us to go 2-2-2. They will need to respond with a 2 prize Pokemon to deal with Terapagos. So, as mentioned, if you're up against a 2-prize deck that is very aggressive, think about a Roaring Moon, a Raging Bolt, for example, you always need to push a 1-prize Pokemon up front. If you have 2 of them, you're also safe from Iron Bundle plays, and if you don't have Pokemon Catcher or Prime Catcher, you should be able to win the game. Okay, Raging Bolt in the active, 230 HP, we have the Binding Mochis in hand, we have the free retreat even if the Binding Mochis get shuffled down, but they need to use Professor Sala here, so the main thing is clear. We will have Fezandipiti by our side, we will have Precious Trolley if we need to thin the deck even further, and yeah, we need to find a way to deal with Raging Bolt. The cool news, at one point they will be at 1 prize because they're gonna take 2 prizers, and that means Bloodmoon can just easily win the game. I don't know if Bloodmoon is in the deck, I should check real quick. We did burn all of our Night Stretchers, so yeah, Klawf could still do something against stuff like another Teal Mask if they push that into the game. We have 2 more DTEs remaining. I did discard one early on. There were 3 in the deck, so there's 2 remaining in deck. We have Energy Lotto, we have Fezandipiti. We should be able to find that. We have the Binding Mochi, so the Raging Bolt that's gonna attack us right now should not be a problem unless we whiff the DTE. With the draw of the turn, with Fezandipiti, that's already 4 cards, and then Energy Lotto, that is turning into 11, so we have a 50% chance of finding a DTE, but there's 2 of them in there, so it's a little bit higher. I would say 55, so it is in our favor. Alright. Lots of energies in the discard pile, so at one point you can also go, if the opponent has burned a lot of energies, go for a Budew play. Let's say there's like 10 energies in the discard pile, they can only saddle 2 of them on. Sometimes you can win games by using Budew. Okay, there's a Jamming Tower, that's not good news, that means we need to discard some of our Pokemon. Well, there are easy choices here. It's gonna have to be Oranguru, Lumineon, and Squawkabilly. All these 2 prizers removed from play. They're gonna slap down that Jamming Tower. That does mean Binding Mochi does no longer work, but with just some simple poison we can also get there if we have a full bench. Definitely with Precious Trolley shouldn't be an issue. How many Area 0 under depths do we still have access to? All of them, so we will also draw into that. This guy weak to darkness, not that that matters. We are not able to hit for darkness weakness. There's like Fezandipiti, but you need to like equip energies onto it, and if you equip DTEs, like 2 of them, you're only sniping 60 times 2 is like 120. Not the way you want to be going for it. So Raging Bolt, is it still a great deck? I have not seen that much success for Raging Bolt. Teal Dance. Yeah, the Noctowl getting the Jamming Tower is definitely annoying, because we currently do not have another Area 0 under depth. Fezandipiti on board, so a lot of 2 prizers. I wonder if they're gonna... They could technically slap down Jamming Tower and remove their Noctowl currently. Yeah, I already decided which Pokemon I'm gonna discard here. They have to discard their Noctowl or something else. Maybe they want to keep their Noctowl. We will discard Squawkabilly, Oranguru. So Squawkabilly gone, Lumineon gone, Oranguru gone. Always note when people are potentially playing Jamming Tower which ones you can discard and which ones you can save. At this moment, if they do go after Fezandipiti, it's gonna be really tricky. I don't know if they have access to Prime Catcher, but their deck is filled with Noctowls and all that. Yeah, another fun fact is that I could have technically gone for Bossing Orb the Raging Bolt, which would have meant that with Poison, they could not use Fezandipiti. Maybe that was a better play, because I don't know if they're going to be playing Prime Catcher or Pokemon Catcher. Because if they play Prime Catcher on Fezandipiti, we most likely will not able to like expand from there, but with Binding Mochi and all that, we'll see. Yeah, Bellowing Thunder, it's fine. It is totally fine. We have a Precious Trolley. The only thing we need is another Stadium and a DTE. Still gonna be tricky though, because we have the Lotto, but we don't need the DTE, we need Area 0 under depth. An Iono. Is there even an Iono in this exact 60? Yeah, there's one Iono. But yeah, Lumineon's already gone. Sure. Let's try something out, shall we? Jamming Tower is definitely annoying. Hisuian Heavy Ball. Is there anything that could save us? The Bloodmoon was prized, so there's that. They have taken 3 prizes. That means if we find DTE, we can also, if we find boss, do something with the Bloodmoon. If we find boss, that is... Oh, what is the best plan of action? Using Energy Lotto first? Precious Trolley first? Nah. It has to be flip the script first. Okay, there's a Professor's Research. Sure. We have Bloodmoon. Bloodmoon could just simply slap 220, right? There's 3 energy, 1, 2, 3, yeah, there's 220. Yeah, let's slap down the Bloodmoon. Get the DTE here. Yeah, 220. Yeah, this one has damage, so Toxic Powder can still be used, even though Jamming Tower is in play. That means because it just states it has an Ancient Energy boost cap, so we no longer have the effect, but we still have the Ancient Energy boost cap. So this is great. Okay, Binding Mochi for here. Sounds like a plan. Now we have 2 Pokemon. This is great. I'm not going to be using anything. We could have also used Kieran, by the way, but this is fine. 220. I don't know. They need to like Raging Bolt. They need to lose Sada, otherwise they cannot deal with this Bloodmoon. So it's 220. And they get knocked out through the means of poison, which means Fezandipiti does not activate. And we only need to take 2 more prizes. So let's go. They need to definitely use Sada, but if they use Sada, we draw half of our deck. And then we finish off with Terapagos. Look at that hand. Could have gone for a research already, but they're not gonna Iono this hand. Okay, that means if we get knocked out, we Fezandipiti for 3. We Energy Lotto. Again, energy to the Terapagos. We have the Area 0 under depth. Go wide on the board. Yeah, go wide on the board first. Area 0 under depth. Precious Trolley. Get all the Pokemon on board and just knock out a Raging Bolt. Unless we top deck Balsasaurus. Could also be a thing we could use. So as you see here, this is a game where we went first. That means that Budew is not going to be not the center of attention. But if you go second, Budew becomes the center of attention. So this deck can play very good going first or going second. So this is a deck doesn't care about the coin flip all too much. Let me know in the comments how you personally feel about the Klawf Terapagos. It's actually more Budew Terapagos for now, because Klawf Terapagos, there's only one Klawf in here. Very good against stuff like Miraidon, I suppose, but the Teal Dance, they could still knock down, but no, they need to use Sada here. And if they use Sada, our hand is actually filled with 10 cards. Yeah, there's a Sada. Yeah, they could still play Unfair Stamp for all we know. And because both of them have Binding Mochi, we can do a lot of crazy things. There's the capabilities. If they Prime Catcher, we just need Boss. If they don't Prime Catcher, yeah, it's fine. This seems like a game we already have locked and loaded. there's always the opportunity to also go for a Kieran to slap 30 more damage. Just go areas that are under depth, pressure Strolly, Kieran. That means we slap 250. So we don't need to take a look at the poison out of the binding mochi additional damage output in order to get there. Another energy. Yeah, they've already used the supporter, so without them using Iono here, we're in a very, very great spot. Superior energy retrieval, don't see it a lot in Raging Bolt decks, but sometimes they are playing it. Get a whole heap of energies back. They need to discard 4 energies in order to knock out Bloodmoon, but then they activate Fezandipiti while we already have 10 cards in hand, while we're going to be able to tin out through the means of areas that are under that and Precious Trolley, and having Kieran in hand. This is looking pretty good. Another thing you can always do is like Iono and then Itchy Pollen, which is always super funny as well. Iono, Itchy Pollen, Poison, buying yourself a turn. If they don't find Sada, they're done for. In their discard pile, only 2 Sadas, so they still have a lot of Sada in there. I don't see any Pokemon catchers in their list, so they clunked it up with the Noctowl engine. Here they come with Raging Bolt. We're gonna discard 4 energies, and let's see if we're gonna be able to respond to that. This in our discard pile currently there's 2 DTEs. There's only 1 DTE left in the deck, and we no longer have Night Stretcher to get back Bloodmoon, so that could be still pretty tricky. This list actually is only playing 3 Stretchers, so we will need to do a lot of stuff in order to get the dub. They only need to take 1 more prize card, by the way. So we need to find out 1 DT. We still have Colress's Tenacity in the deck as well. Let's see what we find first, right? There's a Klawf. Area 0 under depth. We go wide on the board with Precious Trolley. Get this one, this one, this one, this one. That's 4 of them. We don't need any of the other Pokemon. That much is clear. Yeah, there's Colress's Tenacity. Yeah. A very interesting scenario. Okay, now we go for flipping the script. Okay, there's the boss's orders. Not exactly what we need. We could still Arven. Nah, it's gonna have to be Energy Lotto. Yeah, there's that DTE, so that's pretty clear. Could have gone for research afterwards as well. So this one here, let's go. We retreat. So this Terapagos by itself, the damage output currently is 220, but if you just poison yourself, you can activate the Binding Mochi, which means that Terapagos actually is slapping a whopping 260. And because of the poison damage and the Radiant Hisuian Sneasler, you're actually hitting all the way up to 290. So even if they would have gotten the Bravery Charm, the Raging Bolt would have been knocked out. And that's how good the poison deck actually is. We did see it before in the previous format, but now with the Budew thrown in there, you have definitely a lot of win conditions against a lot of decks in the format. Okay, we are in the Mew rank. How cool is that? And my favorite card from this exact 60 has to be Oranguru, right? Getting the 2 tool cards, getting the 4 Seal Stone, getting a Binding Mochi or an Ancient Booster Energy Capsule feels really, really strong. Okay, let's play some more with Budew Terapagos. Hopefully you guys are having a blast here. We're taking a look at all the most competitive decks here in this Prismatic Evolutions format. So hopefully you guys are learning a little bit left and right. Okay, so the next opponent here. It's a Tails. We can choose whether we want to go first or second. We did showcase going first, so you can maybe donk people. Do we want to do that again? Or we want to go second? I hope we're up against like a 70 HP basic Pokemon so we can donk that. That's still something I want to showcase in this video. But with this, it's gonna be pretty tricky. Okay, we're up against a Dreepy. We could have donked it if our hand was actually better. We have a Terapagos. Maybe we have some luck here. No, we just have a Latias. That's all we have. Okay. So that does mean we have Terapagos. We have Latias. We have the DTE here. And that's it. If we were having a better start, we could have... This actually is a very good combo, by the way, when you can Binding Mochi and knock them out. But we'll wait. Maybe they will Iono this hand. The hand is actually pretty bad. We will have to Iono ourselves. If we would have been able to start with a Oranguru and get the full setup, we would have been able to donk a Dreepy instantly. I wish I would have been able to showcase that. But I wasn't. The opponent doesn't see any poison stuff quite yet, so we'll see what happens. Hopefully no TM Evo. If they TM Evo here, we're gonna be in a very bad position because Dragapult is gonna be able to spread all sorts of weird stuff against us. Hopefully the Budew will be enough with Itchy Pollen. They have 5 cards in hand. They have a Budew themselves. Okay. This is gonna be pretty annoying as with our Budew in the active position and they going for a Budew, we will not be able to find our correct cards. Rescue board, here they come. A Budew here. And the Binding Mochi is less relevant if we're trying to knock out a Budew, so they have not a lot of cards in hand, which is great. The only thing we will need is Brute Bonnet. We can also knock out with this guy. Well, I don't feel like they have used the supporter already. These are all cards we cannot use. Binding Mochi could be useful here, could be useful there. If we poison ourselves, we can knock them out. I'm gonna try this out. I don't want to Iono, but I guess I have no choice but to Iono. Okay, we have Brute Bonnet. We can technically... I want to item lock them so badly, but if I go for this one, we can get out... Now, for Sealstone and Brute Bonnet and then knock them out with poison. Is that a great idea? Or do we item lock? I don't know if item lock is good enough here. Yeah. We will have an Oranguru in the active position. They might have candies. The candies and Dusknoirs and all that seem pretty scary to me. Yeah, I'm just gonna item lock here. They might have time with lands and all that, but I don't want to see a Dragapult out of nowhere with candy just spreading crazy. Ah, they have a lance. This is not good. We are in a very bad spot now. And they are still item locked, but they have draw power with the Dracloak, so having the lance at the correct time. Okay. How do we fix this issue? We have a low HP Budew. Even if they like draw into a Psychic Energy and a Dragapult EX, we're already done for, so I don't even know if we can win if they are able to find that. But they are item locked, right? So maybe we are in luck and they cannot find it. Oh yeah, they used the lens, so they cannot find Dragapult. Okay, that's fine. Okay. Ancient Energy boost Capsule coming a little bit short here. We are still item locked. What to do now? We are item locked, but we have Arven, so that's not good. Itchy Pollen again. We are still item locked, right? But if we poison ourselves, we are also knocked out, which is very bad. We don't want that happening, but we will get knocked out regardless, right? Yeah, this is not good. Slapping down this. Going for an Arven proactively, but they have so many cards in hand. It's like so silly. I could just retreat and get out Radiant Hisuian Sneasler, but then Star Alchemy. It's not good. This is definitely not good. We just get out this one and retreat. We are safe, but they will be able to use a whole lot of items. But yeah, we have no choice but to go for that. Can also still item lock them. Okay. Let's try and go for this strategy where we just end the turn, let them get knocked out by poison. But this definitely doesn't feel like a great situation. I would have been able to get away with it all and just get the donk. But now they're gonna be able to spread with Dragapult, EX. Terapagos only maxes out at 290. But if they knock us out and we poison them, we can still knock them out because of the Pecharunt. Maybe I should have waited with just slapping down Pecharunt, to be honest. Also, a vacuum in this list would be cool, so you can get rid of your damaged Pokemon. We also have some switch cards, by the way, so if they do damage the Pecharunt with some spread, there's a capability where we can go switch card, retreat, switch card. That's definitely an option. And Dragapult is there. They also come back with Dusknoir, which is also scary. This feels like a very bad matchup. Oh, they have Radiant Alakazam. They can put the damage from the Budew to the Oranguru to knock out the Oranguru. Yowza. There is a world where we can trap a Radiant Alakazam with the Budew and Boss. Yeah, there's a Boss's orders. Gonna go after Latias. Okay. Not good. This is bad news, ladies and gentlemen. Very bad news. Yeah, this feels like a bad matchup. As soon as they get out the Dragapult EX, it seems very, very scary. We also have Dusknoir. We will be able to get an additional prize card, but I wonder which Pokemon are gonna get knocked out. Painful Spoons onto the Latias. They're gonna have a 4 prize turn here. That means we need to Iona them out of existence. Look at that. They're not even blowing up Dusknoir yet. Tree there, doesn't matter. Everything gets damaged. Okay. Binding Mochi. Can they take 4 prizes in a turn? They can knock out this one, can knock out that one. With Dusknoir can do some stuff. Yeah, they can technically do all of that. So we will need a switch card on this guy. We already used our 4 Sealstone, so yowza. Ultra Ball. Can also just try and go after this guy, but that's also not good. Yeah. Even an Iona will not do too much here. Precious Trolley. Fezandipiti. What can we do? Kieran? Oh yeah, Kieran can get the one shot. Kieran could get the one shot. Interesting. Very interesting. So we are 290 with Kieran, we can get the one shot. That's actually pretty good. Retreat. Toxic Powder. We are slapping 290 in total, but the cool thing is we will have access to Kieran. Here we go. Kieran. $290 and you're getting knocked out by poison. Also another cool thing we can showcase with this deck. So that's kind of awesome. So the Dragapult is knocked out. Let's just hope Sparkling Crystal is in the prizes. Because if they have access to all of that, we do have the boss for next turn. Yeah. This is kind of scary. Let's hope Sparkling Crystal is prized. That's all. The only thing we can hope for. They have 2 Dracloaks and Fezandipiti. Now, Fezandipiti does not work because of poison, which is great. So they have 2 Dracloaks. They need Sparkling Crystal, Dragapult, EX, and an energy. Do they have all of that? So if they have that, they can blow up Dusknoir and go for the Dracloak spread. Actually, the Dragapult spread. Dragapult on the bench getting evolved. Retreating into Dragapult. Sparkling Crystal. Attachment of the turn. Arven. Okay, they have the Sparkling Crystal. They have literally everything. Maybe it's priced. Let's hope so. Yeah, it is not priced, so they can just swoop the entire field here. KO Terapagos, KO Budew, blow up Dusknoir, and that is game. So pretty well done by the opponent there. There was actually not a lot we could have done here. They could even take 4 prizes here with that strategy. Yeah. Not a lot we can do about that. Okay. So, that Dragapult matchup could have been over before it even started if we would have had a great start and knocked out the first Dreepy in play. That would have been the dream scenario. So there are ways to actually win against that matchup, but it's kind of tricky. We're going to be playing one more for Budew Klawf Terapagos, but we also saw the activation of Kieran. Kieran you don't see in a lot of decks out there, but this does help push Terapagos to the 320 damage output, which is enough to knock out Dragapult EX. Alright, next opponent. Okay, first or second, opponent is putting all his fate into going second. So I can go first. There is a world where we can showcase the donk. Definitely starting with Squawkabilly, it's definitely a capability. Yeah, we still have switch cards, so it doesn't matter. I was thinking like if I start with something and there's a Flutter Mane in the active position, that would be really bad. So my turn. Let's see what is prized. There's a Budew. Okay, Kieran's prize. That's not too crazy prize cards. We're gonna slap down this. We're gonna slap down that. We're gonna slap down this. Let's go. We can slap down all of our cards, by the way. How hilarious is this? Switch card into the Budew. And Squawk and Seize. Okay, there is a world where we can do all sorts of crazy things. We have Terapagos. We have this guy, Precious Trolley on top of that. Getting ourselves this one, this one, this one. 3 of them. Is that good enough? We have Radiant Caesar, Pecharunt. We will not have Latias. So maybe Latias is the better pick. Getting all of these out. Yeah. And going for a Carmine. We have the energy, we have the thing, I have the Ancient Energy Boost Capsule already. We can technically Toxic Powder them. We still have Arven for Switch Guard if we want to. So technically, we can Toxic Powder. Damage this Fezandipiti already a little bit. And since we do have free retreat, I'm actually going to be retreating into a Radiant Hisuian Sneasler, just so I don't get poisoned here. Okay. Seems like a plan. Okay, so this is a great setup. I would have been able to do the Pecharunt poison for 80. If there was a basic Pokemon in the active position with like 80 HP or less, I would have been able to donk it already. To have some precaution, I actually retreated into a 1-price Pokemon again, because if we're up against a deck that likes to actually go second, sometimes it is going to be an aggressive deck like Miraidon. Oh, we're up against Dragapult again. Can we have our revenge? Our setup does look pretty good. And Arven as well. Is it going to be a Team Evo action? Okay, there is a Team Evo action. Kieran is in the deck, I thought. I thought so. We can knock this guy out with Terapagos. Having a Budew in play is also not great news if you're up against a Dragapult deck. There's also a Dusknoir lurking in the back. We can item lock, depends on which Pokemon, if they're gonna retreat or not. Because they can simply go popping Dusknoir. Colress's Tenacity, not useful currently. Arven could get us a switch card, not that we need that. That's like nothing we actually need. Energy onto the Fezandipiti TM Evo, okay. Interesting. Okay. If we switch card, we can use Force Steel, but then we cannot use Boss's Orders. The Fezandipiti will have 160 HP, 150 HP remaining, 120 is the damage we need to do. Oh, there is a switch card. This does mean we can boss this guy up. Slap it with 50 damage of the Itchy Pollen, and then that's 80. That's unfortunately not enough. Unfortunately not. Should we just go after the Fezandipiti? They only have like 3 cards in hand. Probably the best plan of action, right? We're gonna save our switch cards, by the way. We're gonna retreat. Gonna go for this one. I'm not gonna do anything else. I'm gonna leave our switch cards where they at and just go for the Unified Beatdown. The reason why I want to save my switch cards because later we're gonna have way more uses for them. Okay, the Kieran is here. That's fantastic news. That does mean with Binding Mochi that we can one-shot a Dragapult EX. This is fantastic news. Kieran, the card, and they most likely will also recover Fezandipiti, so we can go 2-2-2. Can also blow up Dusknoir and go for Sparkling Crystal Dragapult and then knock out our Terapagos. Then we can just go for Iron Bundle, knock out a weaker HP Pokemon, and end the game with a 2-prize knockout. Okay, 2 Dragapults, a Budew, okay, Artisan. This will allow us to get rid of our bench sitters, like this one, this one. Do I get rid of... Cannot get rid of anything else. Like, I have to get rid of the Fezandipiti, I think. Yeah, because we can still utilize Oranguru. And we still have Night Stretchers for Fezandipiti and Arvins for Night Stretchers for Fezandipiti, so... Could have also gotten rid of the Budew, but the Budew can really help me here. I believe so. If I am able to Budew with Radiant Hisuian Sneasler, okay, the Unfair Stamp. That's kind of crazy. We will only get 2 cards, but we have Retreat into Oranguru and we can have 4 Sealstone. Ultra Ball can get Lumineon out. Not quite useful, but we can Itchy Pollen. Itchy Pollen for... If we have Switch card, we can force Steelstone Balls, get rid of the Dragapult with the energy. Is that useful? They did attach to the Dragapult, actually to the Dracloak, which is very good news. Another Dracloak, okay, they just get out an army of Dracloaks. That is kind of alright. I don't mind this, to be honest. Yeah, as soon as they blow up a Duskull, we can win the game by knocking out a 2-prize Pokemon with the help of Kieran. We are not item locked, or they will go for the Budew and the item lock, so everything in our hand is useless. They will slap 10 damage though. Could be enough to Radiant Alakazam it onto Oranguru or Latias. Now the fun fact here is we can poison Budew, free retreat, and knock it out with Itchy Pollen. Energy Lotto, all items, so we cannot do anything. It's gonna have to be Toxic Powder. Retreating. And go for Itchy Pollen. So they're gonna get knocked out through the means of the poison. So stuff like the aforementioned Fezandipiti cannot be used. Kieran is still in the deck. We have Ultra Ball Lumineon for it. There's an Artisan in play, but we can always promote Oranguru. Oranguru can get 4 Sealstone out the deck, can get more stuff to out the deck. Like 4 Sealstone can then get Night Stretcher. There's double Area 0 under Death in the discard pile. We do luckily play 4 copies, so we will need to find another one. They are still item locked, so if they don't draw onto Dragapult raw, they will not be able to do a lot. They might not even find fire type energy if they're not able to play Earthen Vessel. So, interesting stuff. Artisan Whiff. They have the fire energy. The only thing they need is a Dragapult EX. There's an Iono. Iono is pretty good. We had all items in hand. Ooh, 4 Sealstone and an Iono of our own. Okay. Will they blow up their Dusclops? There's still 10 damage there. They didn't... Maybe they have Radiant Alakazam. But they need to draw it raw. So they are still item locked, which is good. Also don't see Dragapult quite yet. So maybe they're drawing a bunch of Ultra Ball, but cannot find Dragapult EX. Maybe there's 2 of them prized. One of them still lurking around in the deck. That would be the dream. Rescue board onto Xatu. Curse Blast. Who's gonna get it? Yeah, that does make sense. Okay. We're at 2 prizes remaining, so that's definitely not good news. Yeah, I'll just be promoting a 1-prize Pokemon. Seems like the best plan of action. We already had the 4 Sealstone, so they're retreating into Draclo. They have the Dragapult EX. That makes... Yeah, so far it's clear. And then the Phantom Dive. We only need to take 2 more prizes, so there is a world where we go for Iron Bundle Knockout, Iron Bundle Knockout, but the chances of them actually getting a second Dragapult EX activated is actually pretty high. They will also take down 1 prize, so they will be at 4 prizes remaining, but they have a lot of draw support Pokemon on board. Okay. We have the Forest Seal Stone. Iron Bundle and Boss Place. Seems pretty great. Okay. Nothing here. Back order. Binding Mochi for you. A Forest Seal Stone for you. Artisan Time. This is a great card. Forest Seal Stone for you. And Iono Time. There's a boss and a Colress's Tenacity. We have the Star Alchemy as well. I think it's best for us to go for Star Alchemy and then go for a big old Professor's Research. Just so we can try and establish another board here. I could still go for the Iron Bundle play. Ah, now, I've already used Iono here, so we will most likely just go for Toxic Powder. I could technically knock out one of their draw support Pokemon. Are they gonna retreat and attack with another Dragapult EX? Getting Iono to 1 seems pretty bad though. Yeah, it's just gonna have to be 100. We can finish it off with a Bloodmoon. Bloodmoon Boss is an option. I probably should have not gone for the Forest Seal Stone, but with Radiant Alakazam counter catcher plays, it's actually a safe option. They did burn an Iono already, so let's just hope if we get Iono, this research Forest Seal Stone grab with the research for the research was actually not great. They are still poisoned as well. I could have slapped for more damage, but that would have poisoned me, and then they can have got away with it with Phantom Dive. Lots of draw power. We only need to take 2 more prizes, so the current Dragapult in the active position is something they cannot attack with, as we can just Blood Moon them out of existence. Six cards in hand. Yeah, I needed to save my Forest Seal Stone, 100%. There's still Lumineon in the deck though, so it's not the end of the world. But that does force them to find Iono. Yeah, they have the Iono. No, what did I do? I will most likely draw into Lumineon, right? There's an Ultra Ball Lumineon. Okay, it's fine. It is fine. But yeah, I need to save the Forest Seal Stone there. We don't have the energy quite yet. Yeah, this could have gone better. For sure. We have the Artisan to reshuffle, Ultra Ball Dominion Boss plays. I don't even know if they can find Radiant Alakazam here. And if they cannot, we can get away with a dub here. Because we can poison ourselves. And there's the counter catcher for who? Iron Bundle? Latias? It was the Oranguru, okay. Phantom Dive. If they knock something out, we actually can use Stretch or Fezandipiti. Damage on Iron Bundle seems weird. Okay, they are still poisoned. They have 200 HP remaining. We have the Lumineon here. Lumineon would have actually gotten Ursaluna. I was praying for Lumineon, but yeah. Lumineon research. Yeah. Okay. If we use Kieran right here, 5 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 150, 150, 130, 160 is not enough. It has to be the professor's research. Let's get it going. Okay, fine. Area 0 under depth. We have access to the stretcher, which means we have access to... Yeah, we can actually get Radiant Sneasler for more damage output. Let's go. Let's go. More Pokemon showing up everywhere. As soon as we draw Link to a switch card, it would also be hilarious. We even have the back order. That's kind of crazy. Retreat into this guy. Toxic Powder. And slap for 230 damage. More than enough. Even overboard. And we were able to take our revenge on Dragapult EX. So there are a couple of ways where you can knock out Dragapult EX. You can do it with Kieran, you can do it with attacking, and then if you get knocked out, promoting the Pecharunt. So there are options. It's not an unwinnable matchup, but yeah, I think Terapagos Budew with Klawf has some serious potential, and I wonder how good it will be at the upcoming EOIC. So if you guys enjoyed this video, let me know by rocking the hell out of the like button. Helps out in many ways to support the channel. Subscribe for more daily uploads, and as mentioned, go check out the sponsors that make the uploads possible. Dragon Shield, 5% off using the coupon Zablos5. TC Evolutions, 10% off using the coupon ZabloSTCG. PokeTownStore.com, 5% off using the coupon ZabloSTCG, and CardMarket.com, where you can help support the channel. Have yourself a fantastic rest of your day, and I'll be back tomorrow for more Pokemon TCG content. Peace!